Hi. Can I just tell you something? If someone out there caused my invasion, then I actually kind of love them at this point. I'm just being real about that. Because the thing is, okay, is that I said this comment in this previous video where I was like, people who, how did I say? I was like, people who exist on this planet, if they potentially caused my trip to happen, which caused the surroundings, then I would actually appreciate it so significantly, because I make the best out of life. And the truth is they're the sickest chatting partner ever. They really are. I still feel like they hate me in a way. Okay? They are deep down, like in their hearts, they hate me, the voices, right? But at least they pretend to love me. That's what I've noticed about that, is that they pretend to love me, right? So maybe they really do as well. Maybe it's just like, hey, here's the lightest fucking bad trip of all time. Okay, it's not even a bad trip. It's like, I make it into a bad trip, you know? And I've had a feeling, boys and girls, I've really had a feeling. I've had a feeling that I say this in the kindest way possible, okay? I am being surveyed. I am being watched by society. But really, I feel like society has been healing my brain. That's been my feeling for the last week, especially, or so. Is that society is healing me. And they know who I am. And sometimes they observe me. Okay? Like, okay, so there's this, like, I don't know, maybe these few guys in this car or something, right? That passed by. And they were just like, shitty jacket, bird. And it so reminded me of fucking high school. Where everyone was giving me shit. And it wasn't that bad though, but it could get bad the first like 2 years, right? And it was kind of a funny reminder. But anyways, the point was that I fucking, that jacket, it really was starting to like tear apart. But it wasn't so bad. I mean, the way it zipped, it was like fucking strange. It tore apart from the jacket. But other than that, it was a fine jacket. It wasn't like cut up or anything, you know? So I was surprised at that. No, I really actually did like... I did notice that it was sort of like strange that they had noticed that the jacket was like fucked up in any way, because it just looked like a fine jacket, except for something that was hidden from their view, or so I felt. So then I asked myself, like, I was like, how strange is that? I asked myself, like, how could they have known, you know? But, you know, they're representative of society, so sometimes they don't like me. Sometimes they like me. Maybe it's too much of a generalization to say that they would all dislike me. Because they're the other people in this society. I'm certain. The voices are the other people, but they formatize in something so much more innocent than bashfulness or insults or hatred, you know? Something so much more innocent. I could swear. And it's really a I do think that just to change the subject, I do think that I like am speaking through people sometimes. But my dad said once, okay, because I have this imagination that tells me that the people, they're just playing along. Like, it's not to discredit anyone. I'm sorry if I am, but I get the thought that people are playing along just for me, you know. I don't know why, because I'm barely even viewed, but I kind of know why, because I went through some really intense, impossible experiences, you know, and they were really interesting in retrospect. I am certain that through this process I've grown such a maturity, and I became convinced just now that a past friend was the one who spoke that through me, you know. I believe I have. Okay, so I talked about how in one of my last videos I'd made this maybe strange comment where I said that if you remove the baggage from our earth, instead of being the last earth, we become the first earth, right? And that probably made no sense to most people, but I'd like to go into that. But I just hope I can, because I feel it so strongly. But maybe there was an antithesis point I wanted to make. That's what I'm struggling with. But the truth is the sole struggle I still have ultimately is my memory. My memory, it topples over and it gives up on me every maybe like honestly I'm more of a consistent guy when I don't smoke. I become less of a consistent guy when I smoke. I still think it's worth it, but it definitely does bring about some kind of unorthodox difference in the trip. But lately I'm taking it really well. But one thing I can't deny is that my memory, it is occasionally being severed away from me. I told myself it's because I didn't say what I actually meant to say, or you know, something like that. I remember that actually. That was it. So, you know, in high school, I was a haunted guy. It's almost like I lived in a fucking haunted house or something in high school. It's like high school was a haunted house where everyone was there to scare me, you know. You know, the voices, they sound so attractive. Wow. Touching. I'm just taking a walk right now, so I think is that, no, that's not a prison, right? It might be a prison, I don't know. Because there's like a gate with like wiring on the fences. Hey, can I say something? If they're gonna put like fences or sort of like gates, you know, like because they'll put blockades all over like the towns in Canada and the world, okay? Like if they're gonna block various passageways, then why are we forgetting the most important one of all? And what is that? Donald Trump's popularized theory back during his first presidency. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I will say that I think, personally, I have nothing against legal immigration, okay? I think the process is a formality for a reason. And the truth of the matter is, that there's this moment in time where you have to realize that in a border is security. There's this moment in time where you have to realize that in a border that is a wall, that's my point, is for there to be a steel wall, because it is a principle of security where if there's someone that is trying to invade the country with drugs or violence, but especially violence, because drugs is like whatever, but violence, I think it's quite a tragic thing then, and it is more likely to happen under illegal immigration. It is more likely to happen under illegal immigration than legal immigration, because legal immigration at least can keep a formality. That's the case like 99% of the time. So why is there no fucking steel wall? A perfectly built wall across every country line, right? Okay? A perfectly built wall that allocates entryway. Okay? Would be a beautiful thing. But the entryway would have to be controlled. If there's a diplomatic reason for the entryway, then you let it happen. Other than that, well, I think that, honestly, every legal immigrant, how did they get there? I really want you to think about that. Every legal immigrant, how did it get there? Fucking flight. So, but I'm just like, as poetic for poetic's sake, right? But maybe it would be useless. That's what they're telling me. That's what the voices are telling me, is that it would be useless. Because they just turn people, like, they tell people to turn around. So I wonder. I know I'm an open-minded guy, I know my videos are unorthodox, but they're certainly me, so that's what matters. I'm not seeking out popularity, really. Sorry, I wasn't holding the camera properly at all. I'm not seeking popularity, I'm rather seeking comfort, I'm seeking discourse, I'm seeking relief, So that's a good thing for me. Society sees me more indicatively than I'm willing to admit. Even though I managed to make them be polite, it seems they really have a thing against me, I think, ultimately. At least I would assume so. But then sometimes they will, like, bet on me, like, in a good way. Like, okay, so betting mechanism. Betting on a person, okay, means you're healing their mind, okay? So, if you're built within the simulator fabric, when the outside bets on you, okay, it's a good thing. Because then they're vouching to heal you and heal your mind, and they're vouching for your prospect. Because it's a sign of trust, right? It's not that much money. This time it was $1,000, okay? That's mine. I will never receive it in this reality. But in the future after that, I think I could, I guess. I've told myself, like, Matt, you're, like, I never mock it. That's what trips me out. I never mock it. I've told myself, like inside, okay? The inner voice in me, that is me, never mocks it. It never mocks my passion for securing my future in hopefulness, and it never mocks when it tells me of the way to do so which it says I will do it. It says I will summon products out of thin air, and I've mentioned this in like 7 videos. If it doesn't happen, I don't fucking care, okay? If it doesn't happen, I don't care. But it's a beautiful sentiment. It never mocks it, okay? No fucking once. I'm the one that has mocked it. I'm the one that has been petty about it. And it's just the truth. I'm the one that has been like morbid, okay? It has healed my eye because my eye was taken away from me in a corrupted gamble, okay? This was at least 3.5 to 4 years ago. My eye was taken away from me in a corrupted gamble. What I mean is, I just like moved it and it permanently stayed that way, okay? My right eye, I'm surprised it's the right eye because you'd think it would have been both eyes, because I actually did, like move both eyes, right? I did not just move one eye, I'm convinced right now. Somehow I'd remember that. But I did like manage to unrotate it, and it happened after 5 minutes, and it was the most miraculous, godlike thing of all time. So you know what I think? The surroundings one day, there will be the most polite preachers ever, okay? And they will tell me nothing but beautiful, solemn truths, right? Because they'll hate every second of it. And you want to know what I think? We live in duplicated harmony, don't we? You're not really there. You want to know what I think? They are really trying to hurt me, though. They do it daily. I don't let it make me paranoid about fucking people, though. Fuck that. But, they do it daily. Let's just say that, and fine. Yes, to me the correlation is there. It really fucking is. But I love them. I love them. They're the most intelligent people ever, aren't they? Those demons. Because they're just such a powerful crowd for being exactly like me and you, aren't they? Guess what? If you watch this video, you're probably not a hypocritical faker. So I commend you for it. Because the fact that you'd watch this real ass shit, I really appreciate it. I think most of them support me is my final verdict. Anyways. You do realize what I'm doing right now? I'm working off of the process. What I mean is, there is interaction happening at all times. I'm working off of it. And you want to know what I think there? I'll put it this way. Who truly invades people? Who does it? The good guys, the good girls, the righteous people? Or is it the fucking narcissists, the psychopathic fakers who seek nothing but impunity out of others so that they can say that at least they're the same way, right? Because I hate myself, so that they can say it. Because they all hate themselves. It's clear. I'm just a guy being poetic, appreciating society, and it decides to attack me and try to mute my hearing as a result, and then it fails. Then it gets frustrated, it slams its hand on its desk. Because I know they tried to attack me that way, they still are. It's so fucking clear. And guess what? If it's really from this planet, because it's so interesting to me how there is one Neuralink out there and that's it. So if it's really from this planet, then we'll see. Take care and see ya.